Welcome everyone, my name's Jake and this is my employee Jakey, and today we're tackling this huge 280 metre squared block paved driveway in Droitwich, which we're going to be pressure washing and chemically treating like we normally do, but this time we're attempting to totally change the colour. The chap got in contact after seeing our last colour change that we did about a year ago now. It was around about the same time Jakey started working with me. In fact, I think it was one of his first jobs with his new machine. Anyway, the customer had this whole section of grass removed a couple of years ago, and obviously the new blocks are slightly different to the old ones. He's also recently had this fencing done, and he'd really like the driveway to match the colour of these kickboards as closely as possible. Don't ask what I'm doing here, you'll see later. I sent him a few example photos, including this one that my mate Richard did, and we settled on dark grey for the border, or the soldiers as this customer called them, and a standard grey for the curb, and then everything else in the middle. Grab a drink, and I hope you enjoy the transformation. Right, so this is the Block Magic from Smart Seal. I'll try and remember to leave a 10% off discount code in the description for you, and you can use that on sealers, stain removers, decking cleaners, all that sort of stuff. And this is the Urbua airless sprayer that I bought from Screwfix. It was probably the cheapest one on the website, knowing me. And my plan was to go around and mask the house up beforehand, but the stuff we bought was just totally crap and it just kept falling off the wall. We bought this like static sheeting with an adhesive tape across the top, and it was great on the PVC in the windows, but it obviously just peeled off of the brick. So I bought some outdoor masking tape, and again that just sort of fell off and didn't stick to the brickwork, it didn't stick to the fences. So I think we probably wasted about 45 minutes trying to get this stuff to stick. The second part of the plan was to bring this rake with me to move the slate stones back away from the border so that I could avoid getting any overspray on them. And then I had Jakey going around holding this little Perspex sheet to avoid getting overspray on the neighbour's garden, but it ended up snapping in half. It's been sat out in my garden for a couple of years and it's probably just gone super brittle. So obviously the way I decided to try and do this was to spray it on this time instead of rolling it. And this little airless sprayer will draw from a container, but I think it's predominantly designed for interior use for your internal painters and decorators. But it did say that it was suitable for solvents, which is what this product is. I'd have loved to have left it in the tin, but I ended up having to pour it out into this bucket because the tin was a little bit too tall. I could have raised the sprayer up slightly, but I already had the generator, the bucket, the sprayer. It's a lot to move around the drive. So before you can start spraying, you need to prime the system, and that just involves putting the suction hose down into the product and flicking the switch down so that it can start pumping the product through the system and removing any air. And once you've done that, it's time to start spraying. Now, I had already tested this at home to check that the product wasn't too viscous for this sprayer. I did have a slight concern that the orifice of the nozzle was too small and that it would easily block if the product was too thick or if it was lumpy. But it was actually fine and it came through really nice. And you can adjust the pressure too, so you can turn it down for the technical bits and turn it back up for the larger areas. And you can see it's not coming out very thick here, and this had me a bit worried, to be honest. But as we moved on to the next section, the colour started coming through much better, and I think our technique was working quite well. I am a little bit embarrassed to say that I used to work in a vehicle repair shop, fixing car bodywork, not necessarily painting cars, but I did do a lot of priming, so I should be better at this, but it's been a while. We were getting around these curb sections nice and quick, coverage seemed really good. Couldn't tell yet whether it was good enough for just the one coat, or whether we'd need to go around again, but I thought it's working really well, this was a good choice. And then came time to do the central part of the drive, and this was the moment that was going to make or break the job. Is it going to cover well enough to just do the one coat? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Got a good angle?
Yeah, haven't moved. Whenever you're ready.
Now you can see I'm trying to spray this top down as vertically as possible because these blocks are beveled, and if I was to spray it at an angle I wouldn't catch the backside of that bevel. And in hindsight it would have been nice to attach some kind of lance similar to my pressure washer so that I'm not bending over the whole time, because that posture is ridiculous. I look like a 90-year-old man with scoliosis, and if I keep going like this that will probably be me at the age of 40. Forget falling off a roof, another 7 more years of incorrect lifting and bad posture, and I'm screwed anyway. Did you catch that? Let me rewind and play that again for you. That is a sign of things to come. You can see in this clip how good our masking job was, and you can tell that this is something we do regularly. I can already see the comments of you guys saying, Jake, you need to start teaching people how to mask up, you should do a course or something. They used to call me the mask in school because I was so good at masking. Let me know what you think the title of the course should be. You can see from this clip, the nozzle's blocking often, and we're stopping every 2 minutes. I don't know whether it was because it was such a hot day, maybe it was coming out so fast that it was drying around the nozzle, but we got to the point where it had blocked about 7 times. I pulled the trigger and nothing happened. And so we ended up packing the sprayer away and just rolling it on like we did before. And it was so much easier, so much quicker, a much more consistent finish. In fact, I can fairly confidently say I will never be using an airless sprayer again on a driveway. Certainly not this year anyway. You know, never say never.
Another coat needed. In some places it looks brilliant, but I think we should have used a paddle mixer to mix it a bit better, because in some places it's kind of not great. I've been told you can do one coat with this stuff, and look over here, that would have been fine, one coat, but there's so many patchy areas. I think we need to paddle mix it next time, mix it properly. Useless, pointless stuff. Oh my god. Amazing. Good job of doing another coat, isn't it? Oh, come off it. Okay, we've done everything in the centre. We've done the curbs. There's 2 coats in the centre, 2 coats on the curbs. And I'm hoping if we mix this one properly, we'll only need the 1 coat on the board going around the outside. We've got a slightly darker grey to go on this bit.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this one. You'll find more of this kind of stuff on my channel, so if you enjoy things like this and you're not already, please consider subscribing and dropping a comment down below to let me know your thoughts. I do weekly live streams on YouTube every Monday night where we talk about this sort of stuff. Sounds a little bit sad, I suppose, but people seem to enjoy it and I enjoy it as well. We talk about all things pressure washing, exterior cleaning, pricing, quoting, all that sort of stuff. Every Monday night, 7:30 here on YouTube. Now, just as we finished this job and I thought it was time to relax, and we're celebrating as well, I've just proposed to my beautiful girlfriend Sophie, and she said yes. Thought it was time to celebrate and relax, and the customer's just sent me these photos. He says the driveway's patchy, and he thinks it needs another coat, and you can't really argue with the photos. So Jakey's on holiday, I'm going to go over tomorrow to have a look and see how I can rectify it without undoing all the work we've just done. This job's never all sunshine and rainbows, but hope you guys found it entertaining. Thanks for watching. See ya.